name Asansol Institute of Engineering and Management Polytechnic. Today, our speaker from NIT Durgapur, Dr. and Professor Nilotpal Banerjee, will speak on the topic electrical vehicle, which is our future scope. Actually, impact lecture. Impact lecture is the bridge, or we can say that it can overcome the gaps which has been built during the COVID. So we have gathered here to listen the speech from our beloved and respected Nilotpal Banerjee sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Now I request our Honorable Administrative Officer, Sri Rana Chakraborty, sir, to come and speak a few words.
Thank you, Joshi sir. This is a great time for us that we are organizing this impact lecture for the second time, and it is the first time that is sponsored by the Institute Innovation Cell and AICT. And it's a great time that we have with us Dr. Nilotpal Banerjee from NIT Durgapur. Hope this lecture will help our students or viewers to overcome the gap which was due to the COVID situations, and hope this time our impact lecture will help all the students and the viewers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Now I request Dr. Shanku Shorkel, the respected HOD, Mining Engineering Department, to grace the occasion with his words.
Thank you, Devasi sir. Uh, Respected Director sir, Principal Madam, all senior faculties, and especially our honorable invited eminent professor who will deliver the lecture today, Professor Dr. Nilotpal Banerjee sir. Very welcome sir in this impact lecture. AIMP, Asansol Institute of Engineering and Management, in a series of impact lectures, this is the second one, and this is sponsored by IIC and AICT, which is this is the first one, and this institute has achieved this in its second attempt, that it has got the sponsored from AICT, being the only institution in West Bengal. It was a great achievement, and it was strong effort put by our team of AIMP. Hope this impact lecture will give immense support to the students, and in future many impact lectures is yet to come. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Shanku Shorkel, sir, for your encouraging words, informative words. Now, Now the opportune moment has come for which we have been waiting for the last half an hour. Our honorable keynote speaker, Dr. Nilotpal Banerjee sir, is going to address us, and I hope it will be a wonderful experience on our part. Sir, the session is all yours now. Thank you, sir.
Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir. Sir, you're absolutely audible.
Okay. Now tell me how to present something in this particular platform. I don't know how to present.
Sir, we are sorting it out, sir. Sir, don't worry, sir. We are sorting it
I,
out.
I have to present slides.
Yes, sir. Sir.
So
Sir,
I
please
am very
share.
much I am very much privileged to be invited for a lecture in this lecture series.
Sir, may I interrupt you just for a second with your kind permission?
Okay.
So please click on the share option
Where it is?
below your window.
Okay.
Mute,
I got. I
stop,
got.
and yes,
I got share option. I got.
yes.
I have to click that one.
Share your presentation.
Okay, slides, share screen or slide, which one I prefer? There is a option share screen. Another option is there, slides.
Slides.
Why if we share screen, then what will happen? Because I have to take some help from the website of Ministry of Heavy Industries. In that case, it will not be a slide.
You want to share any website?
Yeah, sometimes in middle of the lecture, I want to share something from the Ministry of Heavy Industries. Uh, they have got a website from there some data and which is regularized every time, every moment. Should I share screen or should I?
Yes, yes, sir. You should share the entire screen.
Okay, it's better.
Then everything will be shared. Okay.
Okay. Screen sharing easier to monitor. Screen sharing not just for this computer share screen. Okay. This is sharing my screen. Share system audio also. Then after that, the screen is audible. The screen is view. You can view the screen.
No, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The screen is
Hmm,
there.
screen is there. So now can you tell me whether the you can see the screen or not?
Yes, sir. We can see your screen, sir.
Hello,
Hello, sir.
can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
It's okay. So that is I am privileged to be invited in this lecture series to deliver a lecture on some important topics, which is future in future, which will be very much important, of course. This electric vehicles in India and its future. This is my topic. Now, we everybody know that our journey started in the primitive age with the discovery of wheels. Discovery of fire and discovery of wheels. These two are very important for civilization. So after that, we have come a long way. When initially animals are used to draw the carts, and it is from one place to another. And with the invention of the steam engine of James Watt by James Watt, that took a important turn in the history of automobile. Initially, uh, it was thought that automobiles should be run by steam. And there are few automobiles also which initially run by steam engine, and after that this different researches were conducted, and ultimately the present day internal combustion engine has been developed, and till date we are burning fossil fuels to run our vehicles on the road. But those days are not far when this fossil fuel running engines will be stopped because of first depletion of the natural resources, and of course for the sake of environment. So this topic is very much important, electric vehicles in India. And why in India? Because still we are running, and this is a new thing, electric vehicles are coming up nowadays, but still it is a new thing for general people to understand. There is a big question. Sometimes people ask that why electric vehicle, and if at all electric vehicle will be using, that battery should be charged from energy developed from the power station, which power station ultimately is burning fossil fuel in the name of coal, because almost 78% of our power generation in India is coming from burning coal fired boilers, using coal in thermal power station. So ultimately the pollution issue, which is not a matter because we are polluting at some other point, not on the road itself. But that is not the question, only question, because we have to import petrol and diesel, and it is becoming too costly. And nowadays we have heard that it has gone over 100 rupees per liter. Okay, so we have to find some other resources apart from coal also, but it is better to keep the available petrol and diesel for reserve and to run our vehicles by charging it with electric only, because that will there it has got different advantages, disadvantages, there are process. So all these things we'll be discussing, and ultimately the conclusion will be drawn whether electric vehicles are coming in India with very fast pace, or whether it is sustainable or not. To start with, so what are electric vehicles? This is a question, and there are certain history associated with EV, and then the question comes why electric vehicle? What are electric vehicle, and now why electric vehicle? Now fourth one is contribution to the environment, and fifth one, most important one, is the future. An electric vehicle is a vehicle that operates on an electric motor instead of an internal combustion engine that generates power by burning a mix of fuel and gases. Which one? That internal combustion engine. Electric vehicle is seen as a possible replacement of current generation automobile in near future to address environmental challenges. This is the first point, environmental challenge. Then potential gains from EV, what you can gain? First one is better air quality, improving public health in cities. Then GHG mitigation towards a greener India, and greenhouse gases mitigation, GHG means, promotes renewables, that is through EV batteries, and reduces imported fuels used in transport sector, enhances energy security, and increases efficiency of power plants, increases plant load factor because demand will be increasing for that purpose, and position India as a leader in auto tech. That will also improve. Then history of EV is a little bit history. I have not go travel through the history all along. Electric car, this idea initiated in 1837, long back. Electric car begin with the long history in Aberdeen, Scotland, through inventor Robert Davidson. Later, in 1841, he built a bigger electric train car, because if you see our railway vehicles history, it started with wooden wheels, and there is a, those who are interested, they can read this. There is a survey paper, that is engines from Carter to Stevenson. In between, this Robert Davidson also falls. And 1834, after more than 40 years of invention, Thomas Parker creates the first manufacturing electric automobile in London. The first electric car was produced in Iowa, USA by William Morrison. The car is little more than an electrified wagon, run by electricity. This six-seater has a top speed of 14 miles per hour. Compared to today's speed, it is very less. And in 1997, Toyota introduces its Prius in 1997. It was the world's first mass-produced hybrid electric vehicle, and worldwide sales started in 2000. It became best-selling hybrid car of the first decade of 21st century. In 2006, a new startup company emerged in Silicon Valley calling themselves the Tesla Motors, very much known name, with their initial car, a fully electric model Tesla Roadster. Then 2010 to 13, due to Tesla's great success, the electrically powered vehicles inspired other major automakers, such that in 2010, Chevrolet presented its hybrid model Volt, and Nissan in its all-electric car Leaf, and in 2013, BMW introduced their full V electric vehicle i3 and i8. This was up to 2000. After that, many waters have flown through Thames and Ganga, and many new vehicles have come up. Now it is a question whether we should accept this reality or not. The progress of batteries, initially it was non-chargeable batteries, 1813, and chargeable batteries, 1859 first came. Then deployment of electric powered trams in 1890. Till date, we can also see tram lines and electric powered trams. And now lithium-ion batteries since early 1990, and that is being used now for the purpose of electric vehicle. Is an electric vehicle right for me? This is the question coming in the mind. Is charging an electric vehicle cheaper than buying petrol or gasoline? Are electric vehicles are affordable? Then how and where would I charge an EV? What type of EV is the best for me? Then will an EV go enough miles between fill ups, between charge, that means between two charges? These are the questions, major questions coming up. Then should I buy now or used, or it is better to lease? These things, should I straightway buy or have some in rent? Now, today's agenda, reasons to drive an EV. Choosing our EV, which EV we will select, getting charging, and paying for EV and its charger, and continuing with EV. These are the agenda of today's discussion. The major reasons for driving an EV, the first thing comes in mind, that is lower lifetime cost, no petrol. Okay. Lower maintenance cost. I have heard that a few people have purchased EV here at Durgapur also, and the running cost is almost 50 paisa per kilometer. So it is cheaper, no doubt. I don't know whether in future it will be still more cheaper or not. And lower emissions, this is a major important issue. And that why it is a major important issue? Because air quality in Indian cities, if you analyze, according to Greenpeace research, air quality in India, largest cities, is deteriorating at an alarming rate. The plot is given on the left hand side. On the left hand side, that is your, the source is the Hindu. The source is the Hindu. Out of 30 most populated cities of the world, 22 cities are in India itself. And 41% of the NOx emissions in Delhi is due to heavy vehicles only. Vehicles only, not heavy. 41% of the NOx emissions, nitrogen oxides rather, in Delhi is due to vehicles only. Vehicular pollution in the large cities is tremendous. And 23% of the particulate matter emissions in Delhi is due to vehicles. So you can see on the left hand side there are different colors, red and blue. Blue is the estimated cost and red is the estimated depth. So Delhi is leading, then Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Chennai, Lucknow. Our favorite city, Kolkata, is still not in the list. Then carbon emission. There is a plot or sketch by which you can see where from carbon is being emitted. Advanced internal combustion engine up to 15%. Natural gas and biofuels 10 to 30%. Hybrid fuel and electric 30 to 40%. And then fully electric vehicles will reduce the emission by 50% to 100%. Hydrogen run vehicle will reduce from 50 to 100%. Carbon dioxide emissions will be reduced. Okay, if we use this technological advancement on the y-axis and x-axis, there are different stops where we can have different sources of a carbon emission. The number of deaths due to pollution in India, it is the largest, 2.51, because India is having large mass of people. Number of people, total population is much more. In the second position, everybody is saying, I don't know. It is very neck to neck fight with China. And next is China. In Pakistan, it is 0.31. In Nigeria, it is 0.25. Indonesia, it is 0.21. Russia, it is 0.71. USA, it is 0.15. Congo, it is 0.12. Brazil. So then Philippines 0.09. Number of deaths due to pollution is much higher in India than other developing or developed countries. I have some reservation of saying developing and developed countries because from my childhood I am hearing that India is a developing country. I don't know how many years it will take to be called developed country. As per studies conducted, deaths due to pollution is 8 times higher in India than neighboring country Pakistan and more than 4 times in USA. Due to India's large population density, deaths occur more often than any other country. That is due to large pollution and people cannot afford against the environmental pollutions. The forests are being cut randomly at different places for the purpose of civilization. Then what are the key points in developing this EV, electric vehicle? In December 2019, Climate Risk Index of 2020 released by environmental think tank German Watch. This is a particular committee. India's rank has worsened from 14th spot in 2017 to 5th in 2018 in the global vulnerability ladder. It makes it all the more reason for India to make electric cars and vehicles as priority in fight against reliance on fossil fuels. The Indian government has set a target to reduce the import of petroleum products by 10% at the end of 2030. This is the reason why the electric vehicles are gaining momentum in India. The Indian government has also set up a target to have 6 million electric cars on the road by 2020. I don't know whether it has already reached or not. I will see the statistics after this. The electric vehicle market in India is growing at an exponential rate as per data from the Society of Manufacturers of Electric Vehicles, SIAMS. There were only 2,000 electric vehicles sold in India in 2010, and this number increased to 1 lakh units in 2017-18. So, increase is there. Now, this is the government initiative, and it is with this sketch it has been shown, and that path followed by the government initiative policies. In 2010, the Indian government announced a strategy to reward OEMs with a budget of 950 billion. In 2020, the initiative program was scrapped, resulting in 70% reduction in electric vehicle sales. The Indian government in 2013 has established the National Electric Mobility Mission, NEMMP 2020. And 2015, FAME 1. What is FAME 1, FAME 2 we will discuss, because fast advanced manufacturing of equipment scheme launched into 1st April 15 till 31st March 19 by the Department of Heavy Industries, allocated a total financial outlay of rupees 5.29 billion. And then FAME 2 commenced from 1st April 19. The Union Cabinet approved an outlay of INR 100 billion, taxes reduced to 5% on EVs and electric chargers. So these are the government initiatives taken by the central government of India. Then now what is FMAME 1? Faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles. Within bracket it is there, hybrid also included. So faster adoption of manufacturing of electric vehicles, in short it is FAME 1 in India. Scheme was launched under National Mission of Electric Mobility, NEMME in 2011, National Electric Mobility Mission Plan 2020, unveiled in 2013. The scheme aims to encourage progressive induction of reliable, affordable, and efficient electric and hybrid vehicles. The first phase of the scheme was initially approved for a period of 2 years, commencing from 1st April 2015. The scheme has been extended from time to time, with the last extension allowed for period up to 31st March 2019. After that, this FAME second version, FAME 2. Government has approved phase FAME 2 scheme with an outlay of 10,000 crore. I have already told this thing, for a period of 3 years commencing from 1st April 2019. Out of total budgetary support, about 86% of the fund has been allocated for demand initiatives so as to create demand for electric vehicles in the country. This phase aims to generate demand by way of supporting 7,000 electric buses, e-buses, 5 lakh electric three-wheelers, and 55,000 electric four-wheelers, passenger cars, including strong hybrid and four-wheelers, and 10 lakh electric two-wheelers. These are the government targets. Then here I can show one thing from our heavy vehicle industry, what they are showing. Let's see. This is the website of the Ministry of Heavy Industries. Can you see this one? Hello? This can be seen from your place?
Yes, sir.
This website can be seen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So this is the website of Ministry of Heavy Industries, Government of India. The total number of vehicles sold up to this at present. Okay, This is 4,81,284. Then saved fuel in liters, this figure. Okay, when you refresh this thing, you can see these figures are changing. Okay, and this is fuel saving per day in liter. This is carbon dioxide reduction per day in kg, and this is carbon dioxide reduction total. So if you click on the name of the state, say for example, if I click West Bengal, okay, so control is not working. Just a minute. This picture actually it is not working now. I don't know, there is some problem with the server because this picture, the everywhere if you click, this will give you the figure of how many vehicles and which category you are running in this particular state. For presentation purpose, I don't know. This is not working. Anyway, this gives you a picture where how much vehicles are being used. There should be a map in the background, Indian map, and Andaman Nicobar 4, Chhattisgarh 10,000, this thing, and Odisha 14,000, Mizoram, Jharkhand, every point is there. If you click this one, this name of the state, you can use this one. Then by clicking the name of the state, you can have the actual figure, the breakup. I cannot find it. Why this is happening? Not presentable. Anyway, going back to again. I'm coming back again to the original slideshow. Indian market. The Indian electric vehicle market was valued at USD 5 billion in 2020 and is predicted to grow to USD 47 billion by 2026 with a CAGR of more than 4% during forecast period. And India's electric vehicle market is still in its infancy due to several government initiatives and policies. It is predicted to expand at a considerably quicker rate throughout the projection period. To lower their carbon footprints, e-commerce business such as Amazon are starting efforts to deploy e-mobility for last mile delivery. India is experimenting with the e-mobility of public transportation and has already deployed electric intercity buses in major cities. Furthermore, state governments are actively involved in the implementation of legislation that encourage the use of electric vehicles. The government targets for the deployment of DC fast chargers, which is very important, at various corridors and highways is expected to boost the market of this category during the forecast period. There is a uh, presentation by which you can get these things. The source is the modern intelligence. Then sales figures of EV in 2016 to 2020. This is sales figure following the launch of FME India program, which aims to transition towards e-mobility in the light of expanding international policy committees and environmental difficulties. The EV market in India has gained substantial traction. So that has been shown in 2015-16 here. 2015-16, you see the two-wheelers for 20,000 and almost nil four wheelers, 2000 only, and 16 and 16, 17 is 23,000, and the four wheelers number remaining the same. Then in 17, 18 it is slightly increased, and there is a big jump in 18, 19, and we have a still 2019, 20 it is only 34004 wheelers, and two wheelers having very good figure of 1,52,000. Kerala plans to have an 1 million electric vehicles on the road by 2022 and 6,000 electric buses in service by 2025. And Telangana state aims to gain EV sales targets for 2025 to achieve 80% two and three wheelers and 70% commercial cars, 40% buses, and 30% private cars, and 15% electrification of all vehicles. Now, where is the comparison between your uh, petrol operated car and battery operated car? The first point is cheaper to charge than to fill the tank. Cheaper to charge than to fill the tank. If you fill the tank, it may cost you for the small vehicle, it is around 3,000 rupees. But charging of a vehicle for that much kilometer running is less. Electric rates more stable than gasoline prices. Gasoline prices is unpredictable. In every 15 days, it is increasing. But electricity unit rates are almost predictable, and it is, if even if it is changing, it is changing very slowly. Then free or reduced tolls. Okay. The next one is grant rebates and tax credits for new or used electric vehicles and chargers. And many models listed under $35,000 now in the market. It is around say 18 lakhs or maximum, and 14 lakhs to 18 lakhs you can get a very good electric vehicle here. And higher upfront cost is typically paid back by 50,000 miles. Maintenance costs are lower, especially with long battery warranties. Then, as far as maintenance is concerned, electric vehicle maintenance, if we see, up to 35% decrease cost over time, no oil changes, gearbox oil, etc. Oil you don't have to coolant, you don't have to use, no spark plug, no smoke checks, the ধোঁয়া পরীক্ষা কেন্দ্র, no smoke checks, no timing belts, long lasting brakes. Maintenance, as far as maintenance perspective is concerned, these are the highlights. Emissions. Emissions, zero tailpipe emissions. Zero tailpipe emissions. In the tailpipe, there is no emission. So total emission depends on the fuel source. So therefore, it is, if we, total emission means if you generate electricity by burning coal, so there is surely emission. Of course, the pollution is made at some other place, not on the road. So total emission depends on the fuel source. If you produce green electricity, that is from wind power, tidal power, solar power, then there is very much clean, and there is zero emission from. And then electricity from coal or gas, if you see this picture here, I don't have pointer. This, if you see this one, then electricity from coal and gas, that will have some amount of your generation of greenhouse gases. And here AMP provides 100% clean power for EV. AMP means alternative methods of production. So these are the emission perspective. And what kind of EV is right? There are different kinds. Plug-in hybrid EV, PHEV, one category. I will discuss later on. Plug-in hybrid EV. Then hybrid electric vehicles. So battery EV is BEV. HEV is hybrid electric vehicles. Plug-in EV is PEV, and extended range EV, that is EREV. So different kinds of EV we will discuss. One is PHEV, that is plug-in hybrid EV, and battery electric vehicle, the hybrid electric vehicle, and then plug-in electric vehicle and extended range electric vehicle. How does it work? Start with battery electric vehicle. Battery electric vehicle, if you see there is a battery and it is being charged, and there is electric motor here front, so the vehicle runs. Battery charge using electricity, battery powers the electric motor, and electricity access through the plugs. That is what battery electric vehicle. Now, main question is how to charge, what to charge, and how much time it will take. That will come. Then there is battery EV. What are the advantages? Simple, low maintenance electric motor. Many choices of vehicles, maybe two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler. And sorry. Now, what are the disadvantages? Fill up time charging takes more than time filling of a gas tank. Overnight charging, if it is required. Problem. Charging anxiety. Where I will find a charge station. I am on the road. Suddenly, I feel that the charge is almost zero. So, where I will find a charging station? Because there is one example I can give. One particular fellow demonstrated that he was traveling from Chandigarh to Delhi in the highway. So, and he finds that one vehicle, very good vehicle, electric vehicle running in front of him was a bit sluggy and it was not moving more than 60 kilometers per hour. So when it stopped around one of the dhaba nearby, so that gentleman asked the driver, "What is the problem? It's very nice highway and you're running with 60 kilometers only." So the driver answered that if I run at a very high speed, even if I'm prompted to see very good road, my charge will finish before I reach Delhi. And in the meantime, I know that there is no charging station. So that is the problem, the big problem. And range anxiety, can't drive as far between fill ups. That means if I want that I have to travel from uh, Durgapur to Banerjee, 500 kilometers. Whether a single charge will be possible? No. Okay, but by filling petrol, we can run. Can get petrol stations in between. Then your PHEV. What is plug-in hybrid EV? Hybrid means it has got a gas station. From there, you can have petrol. So it is got two engines. One is a petrol engine, another one is electric motor. Okay. You can charge from household electricity, the battery. Whenever you can use this battery, it's better. When the battery gets exhausted, you can again start with your conventional ICE engine. So two things, two arrangements are there. That's why it is hybrid. Okay. Some amount of pollution is of course reduced. Okay, battery charge using electricity, electricity access to plug, gas fueled internal combustion is also there when battery is depleted, and battery powers electric motor, enough battery for short all electric trips, there will be enough battery. What are the advantages? Advantages, many choices of vehicles is okay, versatile fuel source, you can have diesel, petrol, at the same time you can have electricity, long driving range, there is no fear. If the electric battery is depleted, we can start with our conventional engine. Then disadvantage is more maintenance because there are two engines, two types of fuels, and there is a question of getting fire also. Relies on gasoline to power internal combustion engine. So um, we are not having the sole battery. It is only dependent on ultimately on the gaseous fuel, gasoline fuel. Then what is hybrid? Regular hybrid. Okay. Gas station is there, fuel tank, battery is there. So relies on gasoline to power internal combustion engine. Electric motor increases the fuel efficiency and decreases emission. Drive using electric motor at low speed and while cruising or continuously you are moving. Battery automatically recharges while driving. Battery automatically recharges while driving. Okay. So this is one another example. Then comparison shopping. Okay. Charging. What is my access to charging? Major question. Range. What range do I need? How often? Then charge acceptance rate in quick charging critical to me. It may be quick charging, fast charging, we've heard all these things. Charger level with the EV accept fast charging if I need it. Battery life and warranty, if there is a long or extended warranty. So these are the questions coming up while comparing between different kinds of EV. Then choosing charging option. What are the charging options? Different kinds of. First one, DC fast charge. Within 30 minutes it will charge. It will get charged within 30 minutes and will be sufficient for a running considerable length of in kilometers. And level 2, longer stops, 3.5 hours charging. If you stop somewhere for 3.5 hours, then you can charge it. Then level 1 is overnight charging, 16 hours charging, it will get full charge. Okay. So charging stations are known as electric vehicle supply equipment, EVAC. Charge speed depends on two things. One, charger type and vehicle acceptance rate. So there are three options. One is DC fast charge. Level 2 is longer stops. If you stop there overnight, you go to certain place and stay there for one night and come back again in the morning. Then within 3.5 hours, it will get charged. Or say overnight charging of 16 hours. Then home charging, one is level 1, level 2, two thing home charging. What is needed? A dedicated 120 volt circuit, standard outlet. It's okay, no problem. Best for shorter commuters, 30 to 40 miles per day. So you are going to office and coming back every day. In the night, you are getting your vehicle charged. How it works? Plug in the charging cord and comes with the EV, get 4-5 miles of range per hour regardless of the vehicle. So per hour you can get enough charge for 4-5 miles running. What is needed for home charging level 2? Dedicated 240 volt, 15 to 50 ampere circuit depends on EV and a level 2 charger. Charger also types of chargers change. How does it work? It depends on charger delivery rate and vehicle acceptance rate. Get 11 to 32 miles of per hour charging. Best for longer commutes. So if you move from say a certain longer distance, not very close, every day, then you can charge. You may need an electrical panel upgrade. So in your home connection, you cannot use this one. You have to dedicated line and panel upgradation because it will have to deliver 240 volt, no doubt, but that is 15 ampere minimum, 15 to 50 ampere circuit. Then what are the infrastructure hurdles? 30% vehicles are on to be electric by 2030. This is a target. Okay. How? Vehicles too on the road to be electric by 2030. 16,000 crore units increase in power demand. Electricity units in kilowatt hour. Okay. So 16,000 crores of kilowatt hour electric unit in need to meet that demand that 30% of your vehicle will be electric by 2030. And then where from this will come power? So if we get it from the power station, then 1 crore 30 no, 1 crore 38,000, almost 39,000. That much units of power generated in India in 1920. So this much power, 1 crore 39,776 crore units power demand. Okay. So the 856 difference of these two, the difference of these two is extra. If this is a shortfall, 856.70 crore of units. For that, you have to either burn fossil fuels, that is coal, or you have to arrange for wind power or tidal power or solar power like that. India challenges are quite different compared to international markets. The electricity supply is not consistent across the country and keeps fluctuating in many regions. Many regions you will find fluctuation in the voltage and supply. So balanced electricity and grid capacity. Electric cars will account for the most important load capacity in the country. According to the Brookings Institution in India analysis, suppressing sectors like steel. According to the analysis, total power consumption for EVs might range between 37 to 97 ton watt hour by 2030, assuming a 33% and 100% penetration of EVs in the cells, respectively. So there is a figure electricity demand by EVs in by 2030. Then this is car. This blue color is 2030. This much ton per hour, and this is 2030 UV ton per hour target, and mileage is this one. That this means this gray dot gives you mileage, how much mileage you are getting. So this is a figure which can see the different kinds of vehicles: car, taxi, buses, two-wheelers, and three-wheelers. The demand and the current position. Okay. Impact of demand and grid capacity. So as India prepares to achieve 30% market penetration of electric vehicles by 2030, sales in this category are estimated to exceed by 43 million units, with a stock of more than 250 million units. Given that 80% of the country's population uses electric vehicles, India is expected to require about 100 ton power of electricity, ton watt hour of electricity for about 5% of total electricity by 2030. So total 5% total electric generation should be contributed towards this. There is a need to put in place demand side management or time of use activities for situations such as overloading. DSM programs are electric utility planning, implementation, and monitoring activities aimed at encouraging consumers to change their degree and pattern of electric consumption. According to the Niti Aayog's energy policy study, India's energy consumption would double by 2040, with the electricity consumption potentially tripling as a result of increasing appliance ownership. Every household you can see different kinds of electrical gadgets, and day by day the electric consumption is increasing. Then where to stop? Where to conclude? The government has announced an increase in customs duties on some vehicle parts, which might affect the e-mobility industry. The government, on the other hand, has suggested launching a voluntary automobile scrap program this year in the hope of encouraging people to buy more friendly automobiles. Ecological friendly automobiles. Its goal is to phase out any business vehicles that is more than 15 to 20 years old by 2025. Policies and incentives from the government will be recognized as major drivers in the growth of the EV market. As of now, the prices of electric vehicles are too high, and also less number of charging stations. That is a big factor. Even if you can afford to 13 lakhs, 14 lakhs, you will not get charging stations, because one example I can give, there is only one electric charging station in Durgapur, total Durgapur. That that is also not working very well. More focus on renewable energy production can bring the effectiveness of less pollution also. In the long run, as evidenced by the recent industry developments, given the growing awareness, cost-effective solutions and convenience that the EV industry is gaining, it can be expected that the future of EVs in India is positive. That much we can expect that it. So at the end, I can say first point is that two major aspects. One is the pollution. Pollution can be reduced by using alternative fuels, that is not depending solely on the coal. And the other point is the number of charging stations. If you don't have number of charging stations, as you are having very good number of petrol or diesel stations all along the national highway network, we don't have any problem in running a petrol vehicle or diesel vehicle going from Bombay to Kolkata or from Delhi to Madras. But we will face problem in using EV if we don't have number of charging stations. So that thing is to very much primary. Two things are very much primary. One is search of alternative fuels, which will reduce pollution, and the second one is increasing the number of charging stations. Then only this particular type EV industry will survive, and we all will be converted EV, because the charging stations for four-wheelers only, because for two-wheelers it is not that much important, because for two-wheelers we can charge ourselves in the home, no problem. So I expect that there will be certain these issues will be taken up by the government for future EVs, and we will see a situation not so far when we will run EVs on the road. Thank you all for listening to this particular lecture, and I'm handing over to your authority.
Thank you, sir. It has been a wonderful experience, I think, for all of us to listen to your informative lecture. And it has been an eye-opening session, eye-opening as well as a revealing session. We have come to know a lot many things of which we had no awareness. Now, I request our audience to put questions if they have any question for sir. Now we are having question answer session. Sir, may we have question answer session right now?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, with sir's permission, we are having question answer session right now. And may I request our audience to type their questions, those who are watching us on YouTube and any other social platform, any other social media, they can post their questions, and sir will request sir to answer those questions. Audience, you may post your questions right now if you have. We are waiting for audience to post their questions. Sir is with us right now, and we are having our question answer session. We have moved into question answer session at this point of Impact Lecture 2022. It has been a wonderful experience for all of us listening to such an informative lecture, such a revealing lecture, and we are very thankful to our honorable keynote speaker, Dr. Nilotpal Banerjee sir, for being with us this morning. क्वेश्चन ऐसे क्वेश्चंस कुछ नहीं ये सभी ये शुरू की बोल We are waiting for the questions from our audience. I repeat, those who are watching us, those who have been listening us, if they have any question, they may ask, they may write, they may type and ask.
Question 18 আছে।
Sir, we hope that we'll be getting a few questions for you. I think few of us might be coming with a few questions, sir. It's taking a little bit time.
বাড়িতে কে আছে? কেউ নেই বাড়িতে, কেন? কোথায় গেছে সবাই? তোমার বাবার ফোন নাম্বারটা আমাকে মেসেজ করো। দরকার আছে।
একটা কোশ্চেন দিয়েছিলেন ইউটিউবে খোলা আছে ইউটিউব খোলা আছে
খোলা আছে।
দেখুন কোশ্চেন
How long
Sir, we have got a question from Abhishek Mitra, sir. How long do EVs last?
That depends on the battery they are providing. Lithium-ion batteries will have certain warranty period
আমাদের ইউটিউবের ইয়ে থেকে
in
কপি
terms of kilometers run. Okay, so any battery, this even a mobile battery also, it after few years of running, its efficiency decreases. So initially, say particular vehicle is having a battery and it is claiming that if you for a full charge it is able to run 180 kilometer at a specified speed. Maybe after 5 years, even if in the full charge, it will not be able to run 180 kilometers. Maybe it is reduced. So in that time, there should be change of batteries. That depends upon the battery company and the warranty they are providing. Maybe 5 years or 6 years.
Okay, thank you, sir, for taking this question. May I request others if they have any question for sir, they may ask. We are at the fag end of this session. Sir is with us right now for answering questions. So if anybody has any question, he or she may type it into you, and sir will be answering to you. Sir, we have got one more question. I'm just forwarding this question to you, sir. Yes. Yes, sir, it's there. Sir, do you see this question?
No, I cannot see. How long do EVs last? Is that the
Yes,
question?
yeah, no, sir, no, sir. So that you have already explained in a wonderful manner. So the question is, may I read it for you?
Yeah.
Why do some people prefer CNG in vehicles, don't prefer electric vehicles?
Every CNG, and we are having much CNG stations compared to number of CNG stations are available compared to electric charging stations. And
আরেকটা দিয়েছি।
CNG initially the per kg CNG was available around rupees 60, but now it has jumped up to 75 to 80 per kg. And if it is very coming very closer to petrol also same time. So even if people are preferring CNG apart from electric vehicle rather than the battery charging vehicles, it is due to the fact that they are not finding charging stations. Not that they are not preferring battery for they like CNG or something like CNG can give the same performance. A battery can give the same performance if charging stations are there. And one more thing is that CNG can be used in petrol engines. Same engine can be CNG can be used. Even nowadays, government is making it mandatory to use 20% ethanol mixed with petrol. Okay. So one of the advantage of CNG is that don't have to have separate engine for that. For battery, you need a separate more problem. But my suggestion will be the hybrid is the best option because even if either it is electric petrol hybrid or it is CNG petrol hybrid.
Thank you, sir, for taking this question. Now we have our vote of thanks, and to deliver the vote of thanks, we have Dr. Shankur Shorfil, a respected HOD, Mining Engineering Department, with us. Sir, may I request you to deliver vote of thanks?
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring speech. We really thank you from our ANP team for sparing your valuable time for the students and for all of us. We really heard you very sincerely. Once again, I thank from all of our side very much for your
Thank you very much.
valuable speech. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
আমি পরে ফোন করে নিচ্ছি আপনাকে।
হুম।
ওকে স্যার।
এই পলিটেকনিকটা যখন শুরু হয়েছিল তখন আমি ভিজিট করেছিলাম একবার। ওই ডিটির একটা টিম পাঠিয়েছিল তখন ছিলাম ওটার সঙ্গে।
ওকে ওকে।
তখন অমিত আদিত্য এসেছিল। অমিত তখন